Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Mario Advance. Have we done Mario 2 original before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did All-Stars version.
Okay.
It was a long time ago, though.
So
yeah, very long time ago.
It works as a redo.
Yay, okay, cool. Just double checking, because I honestly had not remembered.
Nice catch.
I meant it. Oh, look at this strats.
the triple whammy.
Oh,
Do it again.
Can we go
can I get, that's four.
way?
That's five. Can we get five?
Oh.
No.
Ba-ba-dum-ba-da.
Fake gamer.
Oh, man, I know, right? The world's worst gamer of all time.
Man.
I say that only slightly sarcastically. I'm terrible at this game.
Rocket bomb.
This is still, listen, this game is random and weird, but the fucking rocket is still like the most bizarre thing for me. Like, I don't know what's, like, nothing in this game is like cohesive in terms of style, but the goddamn rocket ship out of the ground, I don't.
Yeah, because that would mean it'd have to be a thing in the original.
It's a dream, so making it not nonsensical in its associations is kind of the point. I mean, I'm not saying that as a throwaway. I have some really fucking weird dreams. I had a dream just the other day where I had the ability to sort of jump around across a city into like almost but not quite flight. And I didn't even question it. It was just part of the rules of the world.
The floaty jump.
Yeah, it was just part of the rules of the world. And I went and visited someone. I forget who. And then I left and I explored the city, which for some reason was kind of like a cross between an American shopping mall and a place like you'd see in a Yakuza game like Kamurocho or something. And I just didn't question that either because that was just the rules of the dream.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I don't tend to remember my dreams very much. I just don't. And when I do, they're very mundane. Like the last dream I remember, it was like... I don't remember. Never mind. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, but like a lot of like Dream World is a pretty common video game setting. Like Kirby is Dreamland, this is Dream World. Rayman is the Land of Dreams. Klonoa, yeah, it's
Punch-Out has Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Sandman.
But like a lot of games that take place in dreams, like 40 Winks or Kirby, they tend to stick to like level themes and stuff.
Yeah.
In Doki Doki Panic / Mario 2 USA, there isn't really a lot of cohesion within a given level theme. They really are pushing the idea that dreams tend to be nonsensical combinations of dissociated elements.
Is the original Doki Doki Panic a dream, though? Is a question.
No, I don't think so.
No?
In the original Doki Doki Panic, your parents are trapped in a book, and you have to get them.
Okay, well then I guess the stuff being random and weird thing.
No, I'm sorry. The kids are trapped in a book, and the parents go inside to get them out.
Okay, so but then you can play as the kids right from the beginning of the game. So
right. Well, because they're all in the same book together now.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can get in, then why can't they get out?
I don't know. Ask Sonic.
No, ask the N64.
But like,
that's the most like boomer reference we've ever had on this on BrainScratch.
Huh.
The N64 slogan was...
I'm sorry, it was I know, it was a slow bird.
Out.
It was a slow bird for me.
Well, I guess it was early days, but I can see why they went with It Was All a Dream when they translated it into a Mario game, because like...
Yeah, to make it make at least some amount of sense, I guess. And it's weird because people have like put a lot of thought into the Vorthos of Mario 2, and that like... Oh, Mario's dreaming of Shy Guys because he saw them when he was a baby being carried by Yoshi. So he has an innate fear of them represented through his dreams. And I'm like, man, y'all think too much about this shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, the game wasn't originally Mario, but at the same time, that's not exactly...
Good job.
That's not exactly an unusual way for concept development to go. Like, even outside of video games, you get stuff like basically every Die Hard movie after the first one, which was like just an individual script with a particular story that was
Oh yeah, you have to
submitted.
find another way to get him stuck in a tower.
No, there's just an individual script about some unrelated story that someone submitted. Like, the Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2 aren't even based on novels by the same guy. they're based on novels by two different guys about two different characters.
The best thing about the original Die Hard 1 being based on a book is that due to contractual obligations, they had to technically offer the role of John McClane to Frank Sinatra first, who at the time was like 70 something.
Because he was Leland in The Detective, so what's the name of the book?
The book wasn't just
Lasts
called Die Hard?
Forever? No. Die Hard is just the movie title. I think it's like Nothing Lasts Forever or something. And it's a story.
No, isn't that a? What are you talking about? The book that inspired Die
Yes.
Hard? The Detective.
No, The Detective was the book before that one.
Was
The
it?
Detective.
Okay, I
The
thought Die Hard
Detective
just
has a
came from
movie
The
that's just
Detective.
called The Detective. It's a Frank Sinatra movie.
That's right.
and-
Yeah, and when
the-
they were adapting the sequel to make Die Hard, due to contractual obligations, they technically had to ask Frank Sinatra if he wanted to come back for it, but he was like 60, 70 at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to get on
like-
the wrong side of a contract with Sinatra, dude.
But like, Die
Dude
Hard.
disappears when you fuck up. Fuck with him. Dudes go missing.
Die Hard 2 was based on a book by a completely different author. Die Hard 3, I'm pretty sure, was based on a script that was submitted as a standalone project, and it's one of those cases where they decided to just make it a Die Hard movie. Kind of like...
The book is 58 minutes.
Isn't that what happened to
Die Hard
Rambo as well? Because First Blood was a book.
Rambo was a standalone novel that had a very definitive ending, and then they just bullshit out sequels.
Oh, okay. They didn't...
Yeah.
I knew that it was a book first, and the book was pretty standalone, but I guess they just they made a sequel to the movie and not.
Rambo was dead at the end of the book. Okay.
Well, to be fair, they did film the ending where he
They
dies.
filmed an ending where he dies, but it's different from the ending in the book where he dies. It's strange.
Rambo was also much less sympathetic in the book version, if I remember correctly.
He was pretty much like so far gone that there was no like pulling him back. But at the same time, his adversary was more of a complex character too. So it was more like a story about one troubled character who's set off by another troubled character who did things wrong.
Yes, two morally ambiguous, grizzled men.
No, they're both
manly book. Grr.
They're
I
both
know.
pieces
I'm
of shit. They're both pieces of shit. They're just
I
pieces
know.
of shit that have relatable attributes that.
Yeah, I
make
know.
them.
I'm being facetious, but it's like I find that a lot of books tend to do that when they want men specifically to read them. Is they make they make it like, oh, it's about men with troubled past, grr, and it's just like because a lot of people are just like really like insecure about whether or not like specifically men will read your book. It's like it's weird because reading is feminine and girly and
No,
yeah.
well, it is like statistically speaking, there are more women reading books than men.
Yeah, that is true. It's so there's just like a lot of I've noticed that there's a lot of unnecessary like insecurity about male writers all the way back to like before the Civil War. I've
unnecessary,
I've gone on this
unnecessary
rant
for
before,
sure,
though.
but yeah, like the stats lean a certain way, but at the same time, there's a substantial number of both, so there's really no need to think about it so hard.
Yeah, it's honestly it's a lot like gaming in that way. That yes, there are probably more male gamers than female gamers, but that doesn't mean that like. You know.
There's enough of both that you can cater to both.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's like you don't need to put that much thought into the marketing metrics.
It's just ironically enough, it's just like for some reason a lot of authors are just like they try a lot harder to bring in male readers than video games try to bring in female players, which I suppose says something about like society or some shit. I don't know. Man, this world really likes having you stand on shit and not doing anything. Like we were standing on the egg, and now we're standing on this thing.
It is kind of funny just standing on the head of an enemy and just like riding it through the level.
That's something I don't miss about old games is having to wait for the screen to like transition to fall down.
Yeah.
Do they still do that in like Mega Man 11? If you're ever falling down a pit, do they still like transition the screen like that?
Well, I mean, in a Mega Man game, it can be helpful to have that moment of delay where you get a glimpse of what's coming, and you can sort of take half a second to plan your response to it.
I mean, it's basically necessary if you're doing like the Quick Man laser beams of death.
Yeah.
But like, I figure newer games can come up with a system that doesn't involve the game stopping for a half a second.
Yeah.
And then you get stuff like this where you jump up to jump on top of the key to pick it up, and then the game goes up and down 5 times.
It is annoying, but at the same time, you can design gameplay challenges with that delay in mind, I guess is what I'm saying. So, you know, there's a silver lining to every cloud. That's the moral of this story here. So, like...
Why is this room here?
To transition to the boss.
But we went into a room. Why couldn't they have the transition? Oh, God damn it!
Good job, Ted.
Sorry, no Marios.
I got to make sure I can cross that gap, guys.
If the room
But Mario
managed to
Lemieux is
kill
in the
you-
club. It said no Marios. We're allowed to have one.
If the room managed to kill you, obviously it was worthwhile as a gameplay challenge.
Okay, good point. Well met.
Little Pink Puff wants to fight the boss himself.
Little pink buff go.
Can you guys beat my high score in New Super Mario Brothers? I mean, Super Mario Advance.
I was gonna say, well, I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, they try to do some like story shit here where like Wart's bubbles make the bosses now, which is weird. Oh yeah, and Fry Guy's too hot to touch.
Well, I mean, it's
I'm
not
flaming.
It's not unheard of to have like little additional story elements added to like subsequent re-releases of older games, but
Like it's a nice little thing. It's just I'm
Yeah.
surprised they only start it here versus doing it for like the earlier bosses, you know. It's just strange that way. Like they don't have a little transition like that before Mouser. For
in
example.
the
They
narrative
only have
flow of a game like this, revealing that sort of thing later on can, for the players who are paying a little bit more attention, make it feel like it's a late game twist rather than just something that is throughout the game.
I guess that makes sense. Although, I guess trying to make Wart a more threatening bad guy does have some amount of merit, because otherwise he's the most worthless villain in Nintendo history. So,
Yeah, he kind of is.
I guess the Tiki guys from Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Yeah, they're also up there.
They're up there. Yeah, no, I'm trying to come up with a blank. It's a head-to-head match between those two for sure, though.
I mean, not all the villains in gaming history are gonna be winners.
I mean,
But-
I guess at the time, Wart and Bowser really weren't all that different. Like, there's not a
just-
substantial difference between the two. Like,
Scary
one's a
monster
Tog.
guy does bad things.
Did I
goes
just call it
down.
a Tog? Did I just mash Toad and Frog together?
I wouldn't have noticed it until you pointed it out.
I
mean,
I would have
if
noticed
we're-
it.
Hold on, I was going back to the lame villains, or at least unremarkable villains. I raise you the fucking, I don't even remember their names. That's how unremarkable they are. The fish enemies from Star Fox Command.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not even the villains in like
Like the anglers. I think they're called the anglers. I'm not entirely remembering on that.
they're not even the
but-
villains in half of the endings. Like
because they're not important.
in like half the endings you find out, oh, Andros actually left this secret thing here. We're gonna go and find the secret thing, and then like you
Yeah.
just ignore the fact that there's still this alien army coming to
Oh.
invade. You know?
Fox and Crystal and tripping again.
Yeah,
And then they
weird.
decide to go race a G0 car.
Or Slippy goes and gets married and gets laid like 7,000 times because he has like 36 kids. That feeling when Slippy canonically gets more sex than Fox actually seems
you know,
somewhat fitting.
Depending on how many kids frogs have per like egg laying session, I don't know.
You guys talking about
That
this?
might be significantly less than you think it is.
Well, here's the thing. Slippy is confirmed to have, at the very least, more sex than Fox, which I find to be very fitting because...
you know, Fox and Crystal are doing it between missions.
Okay. Yeah,
This
sure.
is a conversation to have.
Yes.
I mean...
You just went into the egg laying with the
Okay.
frog.
Okay, definitely more than Falco, then, at the very least. We can all agree.
Yeah, Falco is. I don't know. I don't want to say he's impotent.
Oh, no, okay, Fox does get a kid in one of the Star Fox Command endings. So I guess they are confirmed to have at least the same amount of sex in weird alternate universe versions, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, Falco fucks himself.
Falco, yeah. I guess I should be thankful.
This is a conversation to be had.
What am I reading?
This is
This is a weird fucking ending for Command, I gotta say.
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
so
Pretty slick flying, Falco.
Please stop.
you know.
I mean, he is the biggest narcissist in the whole group, so it makes sense.
I'm sorry. I'm at that point in my life where whenever someone mentions Star Fox, all I can think of is I really wish I lived in the universe where Dinosaur Planet existed.
I mean, I think they do have a beta of the game like running that you can find.
Yeah, no,
it's out now.
It is out there.
Yeah, I
So-
saw
Yeah,
that.
it's out there.
Yeah, I don't know how it plays, but it's certainly worth looking into.